Hey everybody, good afternoon. I am Dustin Strong and this is Strong on Health. This is our Ask Me Anything hour. This is where we answer questions that have been submitted to us about your health and about nutrition. And if you have questions live, you can type them in and we'll see if we can get to them. But we're going to go over a couple of questions that have been sent in. And over the weekend, I had the great fortune to be at Back to School for Doctors in Colorado. And I promised to bring back some of the most important and game-changing things that were taught. And so I have a few that I've selected I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about how we could globally increase the IQ of all humans on the planet by 10 to 15 points. We're going to talk about hearing loss. We're going to talk about what the #1 nutritional deficiency in the world is. And we're also going to talk about pregnancy. Speaking of, I have 2 success stories I want to start with today. #1, just received an email from a client that we've been working with who was looking for fertility help and support with nutrition. And we just got the email through and telling us that she's pregnant, so congratulations. We're really excited about that. And we're going to talk a little bit about prenatal nutrition here in just a moment as it ties to some of the things we talked about. And the other thing was we had another client who has been struggling with some conditions that we're told there's nothing she can do about it, that had to do with a lot of pain. And she walked in here today completely pain-free, and also her labs are reflecting that she no longer has the condition that she was told she had. So use that as encouragement to let you know that there's always other things that you can do. But let me jump into the major takeaways. So #1, raising IQ across the globe by 10 to 15 points. Now, actually, this number could be higher depending on who you're asking. And I'm going to put this below, but this is a PubMed article that they showed saying that iodine deficiency results in a global loss of 10 to 15 IQ points at a population level and constitutes the world's greatest single cause of preventable brain damage and mental retardation. So just know that if you really want to support your brain box, if you want a strong and healthy brain, iodine has to be a part of that equation. It is essential for your life. We talk about iodine here a lot, but more and more and more, I am even increasing my own awareness as to the absolute importance of that. And who knew the entire world could get that much smarter if we just had a little bit of that. So another interesting thing we hear a lot of people asking about is hearing loss. And hearing loss is something that a lot of people struggle with but don't really know what solutions they have. And I'm going to put an article below showing that a massive piece of that puzzle is magnesium deficiency and getting appropriate amounts of magnesium in your life. And we could talk all day about why people aren't getting enough magnesium and getting the right kinds of magnesium. But again, in the comments below, I'll be sharing with you some of the research that has shown significant help in actually making sure people have magnesium. So think of that if you're struggling with hearing or if you're worried about your hearing going as you age, make sure that you're keeping enough magnesium in there. Okay, but #1 nutritional deficiency in the world. Anybody have any idea in here what it is? Anybody out there? Any idea what it is? I'm hearing zinc. I gotta vote for zinc over here. Go ahead. Don't be shy.
Selenium.
Selenium. Good guess. Actually, iron. Iron is one of the most important ones, obviously. And what's that? You're gonna say iron? Yeah. Okay. I'm sure you're all gonna say iron too. So as we age, of course, and we start to lose our stomach acid, that makes it harder and harder for elderly people to keep their iron levels up. So a lot of times, one of the first things you want to think about if you're starting to lose your energy or not feeling right is checking your iron levels and making sure you're getting enough iron. Because not only do you need to be ingesting the iron, but even way more important, you got to make sure that you're actually absorbing and utilizing that iron. Think about this. You need lots of stomach acid to be able to break that down. And that ties into very well the prenatal point that we actually learned. One of the points that Mark Anderson made, which I thought was really interesting, is as you're developing this child and building this child, of course you need all kinds of things like calcium, you need all these different minerals to build this baby, but the baby itself for the 6 months of life isn't able to ingest and utilize iron. It's not able to get iron in through eating it, so it's actually going to be storing up iron in its liver during the process that it is actually growing in the mom's belly. So iron is very, very, very important during that period of time when you are building that baby, so the baby has plenty of iron to make it through the first 6 months before it can start absorbing its own. Interesting stuff, right? I really like that. Okay, and finally, Alzheimer's. So this last really interesting article out of Mayo Clinic actually was showing, now the reason I'm bringing this up is the period of time that it takes to show a significant improvement. And they're looking at autoimmune aspects of dementia, and they were showing that a 64% improvement in most of the people in the first week of treatment. That is incredible to be able to have that short of a turnaround on something that has previously been thought to be a condition that nobody can do anything about. That it's this long-term problem, and it is. It's something that's been happening very slowly over a very long period of time. But to be able to have a 64% increase within a week is incredibly encouraging. So the final takeaway I want to make sure you all have is just understanding that there are so many things that you can do to improve your condition, and the more you get out there and you discover and find these little pieces to your puzzle, the better and better and better you can get, and the stronger you can get all the time. We did have one last question on here about meditation and brain health. And I'm going to give you a short answer. Absolutely. There are so many studies out there we can share with you that are showing the absolute benefit of meditation, and especially on brain health. So do look into meditation. Do include meditation when you can in your life. I know Dr. Joe would say that in 20 years, meditation is going to be just as popular as exercise, because it's going to be that important for us to take some time to be a little quiet in our lives to make a big difference in our health. Okay, any questions live? Thank you guys for watching. Tonight, we are actually going to have the pleasure of getting to be with Carrie Bone at Parker University, learning about berberine and black cumin seed oil. So some really interesting aspects of total health, holistic health, and we will be bringing that information back in the jewels that we extract from that talk tonight on Thursday, and we'll be answering the rest of the questions that we have queued up on Thursday as well for those of you who are still waiting for your answers to your questions. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on Thursday.